um, before, what do you need before you start sending an SMS email with Python? Because um, you notice sometime when you you are asked to let's say you are asked to you register when you register something online, and they send you email when you successfully registered. If you reset your password, they send you an email. If you let's say if your subscription have expired, you receive an email, right? So we all are used to email notification, right? So um, we are going to learn how we can create a basic email notification and to be able to know how to send email. So what do you need before you start sending emails? What do you need? Very, very important. So I've not sent email on this Replet. I don't know if it's going to work, but we will try that. And if it works, better. If it don't work, that means we are going to fall back to VS Code. Although we're not started using VS Code, we will start using VS Code very soon. We'll start using VS Code very, very soon. So we're going to learn how to do that tonight, how to send emails with Python. What do we need before we can send email with Python? So you need what we call SNTP. What is SNTP? Who can tell us what is SNTP? Why do we need SNTP? Okay, now SNTP stands for excuse me. So SNTP stands for okay, Shedrack. All right.
It stands for Simple Network Time Protocol.
Okay, simple.
Simple Network Time Protocol.
Okay,
No,
but
I
not
think it's
correct.
simple mail transfer protocol.
Okay, it stands for SMTP. So SMTP is like a configuration, a simple configuration that you need to send an email. Now, before you send an email, you need what we call email client and email client server, right? So you need email client and server. So before you to send an email, right, you need a server, an email client server. Um, Now, the email client is the application where the user put in the information such as the subjects. We have what we call the send to, blind copy, and the carbon copy, right? Those that send emails. And then the body of the message, possibly attachment, right? You have an attachment. Now uh, the email client, it's used to so let me type this so you see what I'm talking about. So the email client, uh, I can call it email client, right? Now the email client, then we have the email, or let's just say server, hmm? Right? Server. Now the email client, like I so told you earlier, it's contain information such as subject, right? So we have a body, then we have to, then we also have reply, right? Reply, reply to. Then we have BB, BBC, DBBC or BBCC, blind copy. I don't know, blind copy. Then we have carbon copy, CC, right? So these are what we call the email client. So the email client contain basic information that we need, you actually need. So these are the information that will be sent to whoever that you want to send the email to. Now, why in this server? So in the server, like I said earlier, the server, which is which we call the communication port, right? So we need the port, like you already have there. We have the port, the email port. You can see there, yeah. We have the email port. Then we also have this username. Then we have the password. Then we have the server itself, right? We have the SNTP, rather the SNTP. So these are what you need to be able to send email. Now let's look at this. So this email client server must be purchased by you need to get a working email server, a working email what? Email server. Working email server. Now this working email server can be Gmail, can be your website, right? So every website has an email server, and this email server will have a port, and they have the username, and then the email that you want to use in sending. Remember, before you send email, you must have an email account, right? So we have two types of server that usually use to send email. Can that use a free server like we have Gmail, right? Gmail, Gmail, we have Gmail, right? So you can use Gmail, which is most popular, which you use for free. And if you have Gmail account, or you can create an account for that Gmail. So you can also have can Google free email, can use any free email, whatever you can call it, email SMTP. So now, what is this SMTP and why do we use SMTP? Now, this information I just mentioned earlier, like this information is what make up SMTP. Now, SMTP, like we explained earlier, stands for Mail Simple Transfer Protocol. So this is actually a standard protocol that is used for sending and receiving email over the internet. So it's actually a standard protocol. Just that if you want to browse, you need a data, right? A data and a SIM card, right? A SIM card and an airtime. That the airtime can be converted to data. Now, does it mean that you cannot browse with airtime? If you remember those days where you can browse with airtime, right? If your data finish, you use airtime to browse. So now they decide to be a standard protocol that is used for sending email over the internet, right? Now, this actually defines how email messages should be formatted, transmitted, and delivered between email servers. So if I'm sending an email, I'm a sender, right? And then the sender and the receiver, right? Now, if I'm building an email client that can send an email, so what we are doing that we are building an email client that can be able to send an email to another email server, right? Then that email server, the email server we are using is what have the information, which is what the server. So the server and the email client is a combination of what SMTP, right? SMTP. So you can call it this SMTP that you need a port. What the port look like? So the port for Gmail, a general port. So we have two types of ports, right? Which we are going to be looking at. So we have two types of ports in SMTP. So let's break this SMTP down. So SMTP server. So you can use this as a server. Let not be like SMTP. So let's break this SMTP down. So SMTP actually use, like I told you, is sending email from the client, right? In between a server. Now, number one, it manages what we call the POP. They have it, POP3 and IMAP, right? So in the SMTP, I'm looking about this SMTP. So it handles what we call the port 3, which is very, very essential. So now the port 3 in emails, you have what we call the incoming and outgoing emails, right? So the incoming, so if you are sending an email, right? If you are sending an email, we are what? You incoming and outgoing. So if you are sending an email, I think when you are sending an email, you should use what do they call it? Which is I think that's what we call IMEP, which stands for Internet Message Access Protocol, right? So this Internet Access Protocol, it's actually used in managing your email, and if you are using, for instance, you are using a multiple device. Although this one, you don't necessarily need this one, but I just want to break down what the SNTP, actually look like. Moving ahead, so like I told you, you have the POP. So the POP usually used in sending the email. So we also have what we call the ports. So let me call the ports. So the port usually look like this. Ports. We have 4, 5, 6. So this is one of the popular ports you can use. 4, 5, 6. And this 4, 5, 6 is what we call the SSL/TLS. So this SSL/TLS is actually used to send a secured message in the internet. So if you don't use SSL and TLS, that means probably your emails will be going through spam. So, and we don't want that to happen. So the first thing we need to do is to have the Gmail account, set up your Gmail account so that you can use your Gmail account to be able to send email. Then if you have a normal domain name that you want to use, we are going to be looking at the two modalities and how we can be able to use that to send an email, which is very, very essential. So let's fire down and see how we can use all this information to send a very simple email.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Line 17, you said the ports 456 SSL/TLS.
Hmm.
I thought TLS has its own port,
The TLS.
either 578 or so.
No, the TLS. This TLS/SSL. The ports 456. 456, which stand for SSL, sending a secured message. Both of them work they work together. You can't use it individually. So what the 456 is the port that covered both.
So when I try to configure this, if I use 456 for TLS, it doesn't work except I use the TLS port itself.
You have
The
another one,
456 only works.
5252. What's the TLS port you're using?
I think it's 578.
578. Now remember, there's no way you can use only TLS if you cannot use SSL. Any other one you use may not work. Either go to spam. It end up in spam.
Should be 587, not 578.
587.
Okay, yeah, 587
Yes,
when you're
587
using
is the right
TLS.
port. 587 or 456. 587
Yes.
are usually for customized domain. Why 456 is usually for Gmail? So if you're using a Gmail account and you're want to use a Gmail account, it is required that you use 456. If you use
465.
465 rather 465. If you use 587, it may not work. So, like I told you, what you need in the server for you to send an email is you need the username of the email, which usually stand for skylineict@gmail.com. The password is your password. Then the SFTP server, if you are using Gmail, it look like this: smtp dot gmail.com. Then we have the username, the password. So this is actually what you need, the port. So the port, you can use 587 or you can use 456. Any of these ports can go. So both ports have this SSL and TLS. So that's what both ports does. Very, very simple. So we have a Python modules that send an email. A Python module that send an email. So it's actually a Python class that send an email. We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at that in a very simple way to see how we can achieve that tonight. So the first thing we need to do is to configure our Gmail. So I need to create a Gmail account. Let me see if I can get one from here. Get one from here. Let me see. Okay, let me try this. So we're going to learn how to set up our Gmail to use it in sending email. So we are going to be looking at how we can do that. I think I did not use this Gmail. I don't usually use the Gmail. It's just there. It's not for anything. So now we have to start. I don't even know the password. That's the problem. I don't even know the password of this Gmail. Don't know the password. So let me check if I can get the password of this Gmail. Password for that Gmail. Trying to see if I can have the password for that Gmail so that we can use it. If I don't have the password, that Gmail. All right. So password for that Gmail. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can have password for that Gmail. Let's go. Okay. I think let me change the password so that people do not see what I actually use on my Gmail. I think I've changed the password. Let me change it to Monoski at. I think that will be a bit fair. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think I've gotten the password. All right. So let's fire down. Go back to this. All right. So what we are going to do here is we are going to import Python. So what we need to do is just send email Python. So we'll look at this. We have mailtrap. I think this mailtrap also will give us like a snappy code of what we need to do. This is why I don't want to explore. Let's explore. I don't want to just use only my pattern alone. I think I also need from Python documentary. I need from Python documentary so that you can see. Okay, that is it. All right, love this. Okay, let's check out the Python documentary, sending emails. So here are a few examples on how to send email in Python. So we have you need to import the SNTP lab. Why do you need to import the SNTP lab? Now the SNTP lab, is actually used to open a secured connection, right? It is used to open what? It used to open a secured connection. right? So that's what it does there. It used to open a secured connection. So if you are sending an SSL, there's no way you can send email without opening a secure connection, which is SSL. That's what most people, when you come to a website, you see something like SSL, yeah. You see it, you usually see it now, SSL, which is HTTPS. So it helps to create a connect. It helps to use to create a connect a connect connection. So we have here from import an email module. So this email module, send email module, is actually used to send email message. So it's actually used to send emails, right? So we are going to advance this. We are going to advance this to how we can use attachment, attach PDF. You have a lot of assignments. So apparently, this will take us like this class, Sunday class, and then Wednesday class. Well, be rest assured that after when we are done, we'll also be giving a assignment for people to leverage on. So we also learn how we can use to send email using the HTML, right? So using the HTML. So we are going to do that. We're going to do that quickly. Okay, let's fire down. Let's fire down. So I think that's what all we need here. You can look at what we are doing here. You open plain text. So this one, if you are sending the email with a file, so you are sending it from file, you need to create it and read or so this is very simple, very simple. So let's look at that, and then so we'll come to this second one. So I'll go straight to the code. So we look at this code here. Look at this code. Assembler. So they import SSL. So you can see what I told you here for SSL. So if you want to send a secure email, use this SNTP. Then the email, the sender email, the receiver email. The receiver email usually will come in a list, right? Then the password, and then if you have done that, then you create. So this one with is used to create connection. We are going to learn how to do that. So to create connection in Python, you use with.smtp. Then you send email service port context as email, and then you log in your account. After you've been able to log in, you now send email. So this is actually a very simple way to send an email. Very simple way. So that's what we are going to be looking at, and as we are sending our email. So let's quickly dive into that. The first thing we are going to do is to import the send email. So you can also check out what they call it, Double3 School, where you read more about how you can send email. So a lot of people. So look at what this guy did here. Also, this guy trying to use an advanced one, which we don't want to dive into now. So let's move into that quickly. What we are going to do is to import SMTP lab. So this SMTP lab, like I told you, the reason why we are using the SMTP lab is to use to handle SMTP protocol for sending email. So it's actually SMTP protocol for sending email. Also used to create connection, right? So we're also going to import a Python class that is used to send email. That's what we are going to do, to import a Python class. So it's actually a Python class that we can use in sending emails. We have a lot of classes. If you want to send email with attachment, it's a different class. If you want to send email with HTML, it's actually a different class. And if you want to send email with attachment with pictures, PDF, it's actually a different class. So we are going to be exploring this class. At the end, we also will give assignment on how you can build a desktop app that can help you to send email. So you're going to use like a desktop UI for you are sending email, which is going to be a very huge task for all of us that are following up. So what I'm going to do here is from okay, this is actually an inbuilt Python module. So whenever I install Python modules, it comes with all these modules. So from email dot message, right? Import email message, right? So this is a class, a Python class. This is a Python class. So we are going to be using this class to send an email. Please, if you are following up, please give me thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. If you are following up, give me thumbs up, give me thumbs up, give me thumbs up. I want guys to give me thumbs up. It is what it is. Please don't sleep tonight so that you learn this. Very important. All right. So what you are going to do next is to create to initialize the class, to create an instance of the class. So what we are going to do to create an instance of the class. So the reason why I create an instance of the class to enable us use the Python class. So whenever you're importing a Python class, you must make sure you create a word, you create and initialize the instance of the class or create an instance of that class. So you know the instance of that class can help you have access to that class. I can say email dot. So when I click dot, you can see all the method that we have access that we can use, right? So that's why I'm creating that class. But if you are calling the class alone without calling it, there's no way you can have access to all this information. You can see we have information such as attached, as stream, as byte, as header, as alternative, as get body, as this, as that. You know, these are all every information that we need. So that's actually the reason why we are creating it as an instance of a class, right? So this thing we are going to do here is going to be very simple. So let's create an instance of this class. So what I can do here is message. They have as message or mess, right? So this is actually what I need. So I've created the instance of the class. So next what I'm going to do is to set up my SNTP, right? To set up my SNTP. So email config, right? Config. So that's what we need to do. Email config. I would like us to debug, right? So the next I'm going to do here is to have SMTP. Okay, let's have username, which is going to be my email, the email I'm actually using, which is this, the Skyline ICT LTD, right? So come here and grab it there, put it here. So the next thing I'm going to use is my password, right? Password, which is going to be I actually change the password, so this is what I'm going to use now. Just copy it and paste now. All right, so this is actually my password. Close to. All right, so next thing I'm going to do right away is to have so the email server, right? So the SMTP server, right? Now the SMTP server is this way, smtp.gmail.com, because I'm using Gmail, right? But now someone will ask, how did you get to know about this? So a simple Google search, send your Gmail, can say Gmail SMTP server. So settings, with that can help you get a very simple SMTP server settings. So let's see if we can get rid of all this information. So it's not actually tell us that only so let's see if we can have most of this. So there are a lot of settings we are going to do, but you can see we have server address. Have you seen it? smtp.email@gmail.com. Then your username is your Gmail address. Your password is your password. Then the port number is 587 with TLS, right? Why you're gonna use alternative port with 486 with what? With SSL. So then that's only what you need. This is just information that you need to get. So this information is that you are using it to connect with your Gmail, right? Now there's other information that you are going to do because Gmail restrict access from sending an email, right? So they added a security layer that if you want to send any email in Gmail, like using external party, you want to send email using a third party application, there are some settings you need to do for that email to go. If you don't do those settings, which you need to turn on what we call less secured password app. So which you need to do this. I don't know if this have been removed by now. I wouldn't know, but however, we'll check it out when we start having issue. So the reason why I don't want to turn it off first, I want us to finish our application and then try to send an email. Any error that we receive, what we are going to do, we are going to debug at that error together and see how we can fix those problems. So let's fire down, let's fire down. So we have this SMTP server. So one thing is left. What is left is our port, SMTP port, right? SMTP TP underscore ports. So which is this, and so this is the second stage, and we are going to create an email message object, right? The email message object, which is this man that we have here. So what we are going to do is that because we have created the object, in this object we can have what we call from, to, and subject, right? From, to, and subject. So from the person that we are sending it to any other person that we are sending it, right? So that's what we are going to do. So for now we're going to keep it very simple. You have the message, which is this class that I've created. So inside this message, I'm going to call a class, and then that class I'm going to have a capital letter F from. So this is actually from the person I'm sending it, which is this, the username here, right? Which is the email. So of course it's from this email. So call the call the username, right? The username. Then next is to the person that is receiving the email. So we are going to learn how to send to individual and how to send to more than 2 email address. So yeah, I'm going to have skylineict@gmail.com, right? Let's enter. Then the next one we are going to do here is to subject verification code, right? Good and fine. Then so the next thing we are going to do is we have the body, because the body is actually a huge, it's going to be 3 line, 4 line. So what we are going to do here is the email body, and then inside the email body we are going to call the body, and inside this body we are going to have like many elements. I can see welcome to our investment application. Your code is 005. Happy investing, right? So now to add the body to this our message, So what we need to do is to call the message dot set content. So we pass in the body. So let's recap what we've done. So we import the lab, the SNTP lab, which will help you use to set up a connection and also use in setting up this SNTP information, right? Then we have the image class, which we are going to use to send an email class, a Python class that you can see here. We have a Python class. It's an inbuilt Python class that you can use in sending what your email in Python. So we also have the SNTP configuration, which is very simple. Then we, inside that class, we created an instance of that class to initialize the class so that we can have access to all the methods of that class. And then that method of that class will pass in the class to, from, and the other subject. So look at this email and tell me what you don't understand. Please let have one ask. If you don't understand anything for this I just created, please indicate and ask me question. The guy you're raising your hand, don't understand anything.
It
The
was
guy?
a mistake.
Yeah?
It was a mistake, sir.
Okay. All right. It's okay. So nobody have any question? Because you need to learn this, because your next assignment will be choke you. And what's the skyline? Next assignment will be choke you. So you better learn them now. That's all right. So after that has been done, I think the next thing we are going to do is to see how we can send our emails, right? How we can send our email. So to send email in Python, we are going to connect our SMTP, right? So what we are going to do next is to connect our SMTP. So we use what we call with, right? With. So inside that with, we call the SNTP lab, right? The SNTP lab. So inside the SNTP lab dot SNTP lab, let me remove all these ones. What is this? What is this? Yes, yes. Who is that? Anybody have anything to say? Okay. So we are going to call this thing we just imported. So we're using this to create connection within this map, right? So we can log into our Gmail. Of course, we are going to have a problem, but however, we're going to fix it. So SMT TP lab dot. So we're going to use dot going to use dot. So let's see available things that we have here. Okay, you can use dot set SNTP or set SSL, right? Let's use dot set SNTP. So so we are using it to set the SNTP. So we are setting it. Then here we are going to pass first the server, SNTP server, then the ports as well. So then pass in the ports, and then we have the SNTP port. So let's quickly go back to the Python documentation. We want to confirm if you are doing this router thing. Okay. Python is just using localhost. Let's check out this. Let's check out this. Sure that we're using the right thing. This was sending with HTML. Let's check this one. Okay, support. All right. So let's fire down. I think we are the right ports. All right. So what we need to do here as SMTP server, right? So inside this add, then you enter to put this dot. So we're actually creating a connection. So What we are going to do is dot have the echo, and then I'm going to explain what this echo does for us. All right. So this one is to start TLS. So the start TLS, what usually does is to the start TLS. What it does is to upgrade the TLS connection for you. That's what it does. So this echo. So this echo is like to help what do they call it? To help streamline it helps to I think help to identify if there is any error, right? When you are sending, right? If there are any error or responses. So if you have any responses, can be able to track that response and then creating the connection, if there's any error, so this echo will help track that error for you. So that is actually what it means. It helps you to track the error for you. So and also used to identify the client that you are calling. So you need to identify the client that where you are calling it from. So once that has been done, we are going to now log in, right? We are going to now log into use dot server SMTP server dot login, which is this dot login. Let me remove this so it will not look like I'm calling a different this thing. So SMTP server dot login, right? Dot login. Why not getting login there? Okay, sorry. This SMTP. Please also make sure that you are indexing dot login. So when you use that dot login, so you are going to pass in the username, and the password, right? Password, right? So see, this is what we have here. The username, which is this, and then the password, which is this. So if you notice, we have already called the server and the port. So the server and the port is use smtp.lab smtp, they pass the server, and then the server and port you save it as, they use it to what, to log in to your password. Then after that has been done, right? So after that has been done, so what we are going to do next is to send the email, right? So you can now come here and say make sure that you are passing it. So the SMTP server dot send email. So SMTP server, which is it dot send SMTP. Let's copy this here. Dot send. So we have a send message, right? Send message. So in that message, what are we using in send the message? So what we want to send is all this information that is here. All the information that is here. So we call this man. We call that man, and then passing the message, right? Make sure that you index it. So you pass in the message. After that has been done, so that's all you need in order to send SMS email in Python. So let's try to test this and see if we can have any error connection. Run this. So good and fine. So we have error connection. You can see we have some issues. So here we start from here. They said file models, runner models, and we have Python SMTP line this, Then we have another one. So look at the message that is very obvious. Reads SFTP error. SFTP error. User and password not accepted. Are you getting me? The Gmail. So copy this. Are you together? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Good. I know why this error is happening, right? Which we are going to fix. So this error we are going to look at. He said the SFTP error not password user not accepted. Now remember I told you there are some settings that we need to do or we need to carry that in Gmail, and I did not carry out these settings. I decided to leave it so that you can learn, you can explore. Then we'll do the settings together. So let me copy this information. Okay. Let me copy this information. And then let's search Gmail. So look at the first one we have here. Python login credential not working. Yeah. So this information we have. And then scroll down. I think this is actually what is giving us clear. So when you look at this about 11 years ago, really crazy. It's really long. And let's also try to explore other option. So let's look at this. Yeah. You can also go to ChatGTP. Let me open ChatGTP and see if we can be able to have such error. And then so let's paste this here. All right, so let's leave this. We don't read this yet. Let's go back to this woman first. Let's have our idea. It says I am attempting to send an email in Python through Gmail. Here is my code. So this is actually what he did. Then it's receiving this error. Username and password not accepted. Learn more. This seems to be a problem with the login. I'm certain that my login details are correct, except for other things. Should the username be at or simple blank? I tried both, same error. Any ideas? So we'll scroll down a little bit. This guy said, update, this feature is no longer supported as May of 30th. See, so they said this feature is no longer supported. I don't know the feature they're talking about, so let's give it a click. They say original answer no longer working. I run into a similar problem and stumbled on this. I got a SSP error, but my username and password was correct. Here is what I fixed. So in a nutshell, Google is not allowing you to log in via SFTP because it has flagged the sort of login as less secure. So what you need to do is to get the link. You get this link where you log into your Google Sense. So let's look at this. So basically they are telling us starting from December 2004, let's secure third-party app or device that have you sign in with only username and password will no longer be supported. So what we actually facing is that there are some settings we need to do in our Gmail, and one of those settings is less secure. But they say starting for December 2024, that less secure app third party or device that you have signed in with only your username and password will no longer be supported from Google Workspace. For instance, for exact date, visit. So I think so if the app does not meet up the standard, maybe block anyone trying to sign up to Google. So I think we are still in August, so September, right? So let's move down here. They say some app and device using less secured technology, just like vulnerable, you can turn it on. So what we need to do, right? What we need to do here is very simple. So once this, what we need to do is to activate to enable less secured app to allow us log in on our Gmail. Are we communicating? Are we communicating?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can go through all this. A lot of people are in their opinion. So go to Google setting, privacy, step 2, verify, blah 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 blah. So say when it's click on, so we need to at some time you need to, that is the thing is that you need to create an app password. So it's either you create app password. I don't know if the less secure feature is still working, that you need to turn your less secure features on, or either you use a app password, right? So let's do this together so that we can tackle this. I am changing this to my Skyline LTD. So let go to that. All right. I am going straight up to Gmail. So from there we can see how to visit the less secured app. Okay, let's also explore other options such as okay, now this is what this guy is saying. He said SNTV, you are countering this error. You are countering in you are the SNTV you are countering indicate that the email server is rejecting your username and password for authentication. So this error often occur when there are issues with credentials or authentication setting. Here are some steps you can take to resolve this. Change your username and password, which is nope. Less secured app, right? So less secured app. If you are using Gmail, you may need to allow less secure. You need to allow access for less secured app. Google may block sign-ins from app that does not meet the security standard. You can enable that by using these settings below. So the next one here is if you have two-factor authentication enabled on your Google, you may need to get app password to use with your account. So if you have two-factor authentication, that means less secure will not work for you. So let's try the both option and see the one that we can go for. All right, they're not letting us click. So what I am going to do is come here and then click on, I don't even know how to do that. Let's secure something. Somebody can help us if you are okay. Let's secure that. Should be let's go back to this. So we should click on, go to Google account page, click on security and setting. So okay, manage account. Are we together? Hello.
Yes, Chief.
Okay, so security. So our two-factor authentication is turned off. So okay, I think this is the less secured, right? Personal protection against dangerous. Let's click on it. To enhance its server, turn on safe to fast get. You can turn. So I don't less secure. Turn on enhance the browser to get faster proactive.
I don't think it's less secure though.
Okay. Mm. Okay, let's search for it. Let's search for it. Hold on. Let's search for it. Okay, let's secure app. Let's click on it. So your account it has its copy between. Let's secure app. Okay. Use the app. Let's secure signing technology. So we're going to look at less secured. Okay, let's just copy this and see if we can have any guideline how to do that. Log into your Windows and go to Okay, let's try if we can see this. So set log into your navigate security, access and data control. So security, tell us security. I don't see anything unless secure app here. Let's try sign in with app. I don't know why let's secure app is not working. So let's try if we can have that have that um, um let's secure app. So I think this enhancement is less secured. I feel me, I'm convinced. So let's try that out. So faster proactive against dangerous website and do so let's try that, turn it on. All right, and let's go back and click on security again. Okay, let's try that again if you're having the same problem. If it didn't work out, that what we are going to do is to data and privacy.
Your connection to third party application.
Yeah,
Scroll down a little bit, scroll down.
sorry.
Go back to security.
Okay,
I saw something what you are looking for.
okay,
Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a little bit. You see under the connection to third party apps and services, you can see it might be under that place
where is it?
at the right hand side. After your devices, the right hand side, the card at the right hand side, you see it. Your connection there, that place, your connection to third party application and services.
This
No,
place?
the left
No,
one.
no, no, it's not
Under,
here. It's not here.
you can see it under.
It's not here. It's not here. It's not. You know, it belong I did this, but however, let's try to send an email again. Let's try to run it and see. Okay, we are still having the same problem. See, guys, what we are going to do, let's secure this. We can't find it on Google. Maybe it's there. We need to do some research on that. But however, let me use the app. Let me use the app, which is the one that I'm already seeing here, which is two-factor authentication, right? So let me turn it on and then use the app. Let me use the app here. Login. Okay. Okay, let me use the other method. All right, so all right, so let's try that to see if it can work. Okay, we have it working. Okay, I think I have the 7,190,30. How some of the emails I already carried out these settings. So, right. So turn on, right? It's turned on, right? Okay, it's turned on now. Good. It's turned on, right? It's turned on, right? Turn off, turn on. All right, it's turned on. So what I'm going to do in this turn up is that we'll go back, right? So I've turned it on. Let's come to security. Okay, it's turned on. So what we are going to do is come here and see app password. So this is what we are going to use. App passwords. All right. So remember what I did. I have to turn up my two-step verification, right? So turn on my two-step verification, which I'm going to remove later when I'm done. So come here and do app password. So if you recall what ChatGPT instruct us, we can use this, right? So this is what I'm doing. So you need to turn on need to enable a two-step verification on your Google account. So now I'm not going to be logging in again with my regular password. So what I'm going to be logging in with the app password I'm actually creating, which I'm going to create Python email, right? So create. Good. So this is my app password that they've asked me to use. So this is my app password. I'm going to copy it and click on done. I've already created it. I can come and delete it anytime. When I delete it, it stops working. So I'm going back to my right. So this is what I'm going to put here, and I believe that's all we need. Let's try that again. All right. So I don't think we are having any error. So we are not having any error, right? So let me check my email and see if that has been done. Check my email and check that out. So remember the what's it called? So you can see what we have here. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Yes, Chief, yes.
When you click on it, you see that welcome to our investment application. The application code is so we also need to improve the app. We will continue next class, which we are going to finalize. Okay, if we can also run this way that if can say, okay, if this is sent, so what we are going to do is that we put this in if, right? Then we're going to print say email sent successfully. So we are not going to successfully. So we are not going to if we do that. Let's send this will tell us email sent successfully. So S print. Okay, email not sent. So I don't want to spam my email much. So you can see we have another one again. We have like 3 emails, right? All right. So okay, let me run this down again. You don't need to run this down. You already know what we did here. Nothing much. So although a big challenge we had is making sure that our app. So we are going to be working on assignment on what to do next. So that is all for the class tonight. If you have any question,